Peace, peace, peace. What's up? It is your girl Sunshine back at it again. Oh, what can I say? This has been a day, but we here. Um, do have a special guest. I will say she is dope. It is good, as I said backstage, to put a face with the voice because I did meet her on them clubhouse streets. um, So before we get into her, I have some things to recap on. Um, every Thursday, I will be hosting an open mic. Mic goes hot at 7:30 at Pizza Twist in Concord, North Carolina. That's right over there by the infamous Concord Mills Mall. This is the coupon. You come holla at me. These are the specials during there. Whenever you go there, just say you heard about it on Sunshine Vibrations podcast, and they'll hook you right up. Um, Also, again, on the lookout, my boys, we have our first children's book titled "I Can Do Anything." So, this will be coming soon, very soon. Be able to get it in person and online as well. So getting to my guest, this sister here, when I heard her the first time, I could tell she was from Jersey too. I could definitely tell that. But she was so powerful every time. And no matter what she spit, whether it was erotic, whether it was, regular current events, she always had this power behind her. Like just this picture right here, all of them are, but this one right here, I see so much power just beaming off of her. Like she got that look like, I got you. But she definitely delivers with this energy and this depth, and it's so soulful that I immediately was like, hey, I want to interview you. So without further ado, let's go on and bring Miss Edwina Simmons, but tell them the names that you go by.
Well, I am Edwina Simmons. I go by lately Mahogany Soul is the stage name that I'm going to be going by, and my book is under Zwina. And a lot of the poetry I've done in the past was under the name Zwina. So Mahogany Soul is what I go by lately, or Edwina.
Okay. So, how long have you been on Clubhouse? Because, like I was saying, I'm new to it. I ain't even a year in. I think I might be 6 months in now.
It goes by because I was offered to join back in 2021, but I developed relationships out around with people that were, were popular on Clubhouse. And they just called me the girl from the goo because I would come in and I would watch and listen, but I never hit that thing to from the stage. I'm like, I'm not about to
No, I ain't coming up on this thing. No.
Yeah. So within the last couple of maybe the past year or so, I've just kind of been stepping up more and just, just taking some chances and trying some things out. And I've met nothing but love. I'm loving it. But yeah, I've been on it for about 2 years.
Okay, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you let's tell the folks where you from, a little background, things that you feel folks should know about you.
Okay. Well, background, I am a Newark, New Jersey native, born and raised. I
Brick
grew up
City.
Yes, Brick City. Yeah, okay. Let's be you might be company. Let's behave now.
Let's not act up. Let's not
Right.
do that. Because we can act up. I just got so much life right there off of that.
I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. I was raised by my aunt And she had 8 kids of her own, and she raised my brother and my autistic cousin. So I come from a big, tight-knit, boisterous, say what's on your mind kind of family, and I'm kind of like the little quiet introvert most of the time. But yeah, we've grown past that, but that's
Okay.
where I came from. Then once I left Newark, I moved to Middlesex County, so I'm in Woodbridge now. I never left Jersey because I have a lot of family here, what have you. Yeah. Background about myself. I started out writing when I was younger, and then took 2 more corporate jobs. I worked for the phone company for like 10 years, and then
Okay.
got my hand at doing, I got my stock exchange license to be a stock trader.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Pause right there. Okay. So, what made you go that route?
and I was going through, what I feel like I've always felt like this thing, like if something tragic's happened in my life, like there's a duality in everything, right?
Oh,
So,
see,
yeah,
that's good. The duality and the
yeah,
reciprocity. See, I knew you was on that. I
yeah.
knew
But
you was on that.
if you capitalize in it, your worst moments can breed your best. So I'll always be like, you know
Mm,
what? If I'm in a situation, if I hit bottom, like let's bounce off that and just bounce it and just. So when the opportunity, like I was working someplace just because, I was a stay-at-home mom for a while, but then things at home got a little crazy. So I started working. I met someone, he was like, you would be really good at this. And because of your degree, and then he gave me the information, and I pursued it, did that for about 3 or 4 years, and then left there, opened my own business, Pro Admin Solutions, doing tax returns and business planning, like setting up LLCs and notary,
okay.
that.
Let me
Yeah.
tell y'all something. This sister is so modest on Clubhouse. Yo, when I tell you, I am being blown away right now. This is dope. See, I knew it. I knew it. I knew you had something. I knew it. I
Thank
knew
you.
it.
But
Yes.
yeah,
So
but
how long you still have the business?
I still do. Yeah. I've been kind of taken to this passion of writing, and like I feel like I've met and discovered so many ways that artists can make a living just being a part of this passion that I still want to do it, because I feel like the biggest part of it is like you got to become your own business. And
Yeah.
ultimately, I want to put myself in a position where I'm helping artists become their own entity so that they can. So I'm transitioning a little bit, and I'm enjoying the love of this art form in the interim of it. And yeah, so I still do both, but I'm heavy in tax season, and the rest of it I do kind of like work or what have you. And since then, yeah, I've been doing a lot of writing. I published my first book in 2020, 2021, 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And
what's the title of that book?
it's called Still Zwina. And that's where that name came from, because when I wrote it, it was like, again, one of those bouncing off points where you just take the trajectory and just see where it leads you. And it was like, at the time, I didn't feel like I was my greatest self,
Peace,
but
peace, peace.
then I wrote down all of these things that I thought, or like, if I could, like, I don't want to give up completely before I accomplish these things in my life. So if any bad thing is possible, then any amazing thing could also be possible. And then from there, it was just like, the name Still Zwina. Zwina is a name that this one time there was this little guy, he was from Morocco. And every time he saw me, he would say, "Oh, Zwina, oh, Zwina." Like he would look at me like I was the most amazing person in the world. And I always be crusty, just running for the bus with the kids early in the morning.
Crusty
Like,
running for the
you know
bus.
what I mean?
Look, look,
Like, right,
we
like for
so
real.
Jersey. That's so Jersey.
Oh, Zwina, for real. For real. So like,
So
but
word
like
is going, Selena. That's how you going to do it today.
yeah. But he explained to me, it was like Zwina means beautiful. And like, so once he told me that, every time he called me that, I was like, I tried. So it's like Still Zwina was a meaning of like still, in spite of all of these things and all of this stuff that's inspired all this heartbreaking things and the poetry that
Oh,
came from
God.
it. It's like I'm still beautiful. This is a beautiful part of me. That's what that
See, we
means.
got a lot of similarities. That's why I go by sunshine. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know through everything I'm still
Mm.
shining, like I'm still here. So,
You are the
yeah, that's
light.
what it is.
Wow.
So, poetry, I feel, is
Mhm.
very therapeutic. As much it is for the listener and the reader, it's
Mhm.
first and foremost to the writer.
Right.
I've even curated an event that was basically therapy through creative writing.
Mm.
And I'm looking to start, getting back into doing that. I have a little announcement later too, so you get to be a part of this announcement.
Okay.
Um but it was, really to like share what I needed at the time with
Mhm.
those that I love, those that I be around, and also offer it to the community as well. Because I'm big on community. I come from elders who
Mhm.
grew up during the civil rights era,
Mhm.
through the Great Depression. So, I got a chance to hear different things being up under the elders a lot more after my UMI transition. So, you
Mhm.
know, I pride myself on showing the same love that they was telling us we all once had, and you can
Mhm.
see we did, you
Yeah.
know um and I mean people in general, regardless of what they were labeled,
Mhm.
flower childs and stuff like that. And there was times where people did all kind of, mesh, it wasn't,
Mhm.
but
Those
then,
are my
when the love is too strong, things happen and you can't control people that love each other. So, you got to find a way to put wedges in between. So,
yeah.
um, we gonna bounce back,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course, everyone could be very selfish and wish it happens in their time. I've even
Mhm.
said that myself. I just wish I would be able to see it, but it was amazing how you don't recognize it as a child as much unless you have direct confrontation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when you get into an adult, it's like, oh no, hey, oh, did you
Yeah.
forget about this? This hasn't changed yet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
But I think that there's so much love in just being able to like had a courage to start those conversations because
yeah.
ducking out is the easiest thing. Everybody do it now, but like
Yeah.
confrontation.
Or they
is-
step up for the wrong reason. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And they handle it the wrong way.
mm,
I've had enough of, t-shirts with people's faces, like we don't control it,
yeah,
Everybody got a beginning and an end,
yeah,
but if it's a certain path that you can stay away from, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It
mhm,
kind of takes away, from the transition,
right,
because no matter how it happens, it's still sad. But if it was natural, but who can determine what is natural?
right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
So, depending on what people believe, they feel that it's predestined. Some people feel that ain't nothing. So, it's just when you up out of here, you up out of here. And it's just
right,
do what you can with the time that you have.
absolutely.
And healing is a process, man.
Mhm.
That thing is a daily process, just like breathing and walking.
Tell me about it, man.
So,
Yeah.
poetry is definitely and has been a great outlet.
Yeah.
And I always share how it brought me out of like the darkest of thoughts. And I always like to ask, has that been the same for you? Like, how has poetry assisted you on your journey?
Oh, in unbelievable ways. It really has. And it's just not only that, it's starting to feel familiar in my mouth as opposed
Mm,
to being
so you can
something that I
taste.
feel, yeah, as opposed to something that I'm reaching for, like it is becoming me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
this is a therapy. It is the therapy. It is to the speaking without fear of how anybody is going to take it. You could be as honest as you want to and as colorful and as animated. I know me, for one, I have a tendency with like when I'm trying to explain things to people, I get real lost in the metaphor and to the point where they just go deer in the headlights. And I'm like, okay, And they're
I
like,
love
what is the tree doing in the
it.
flower? And I'm like, you know, but like I have fun with that. And like I feel like this is giving me the place where not only can I just work through these really oh man, difficult things that I've had to experience, and to be able to just take them to the page and be like, not only for me does it feel like the therapy is in writing it, but it's in the therapy and going through the experience and having the strength to
That's
make it
right.
out on the other side and then have
That's right.
something
That's
beautiful to
right.
say about it. Like we made it. Like we,
Yeah, I'm over
survival.
here. I
Yes.
was there, but now I'm
Right.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's beauty in the transformation in all things from, you know,
Hmm.
from darkness to light. That's why you ever look at the sky in its transition. That's the
Yeah.
most beautiful times. Like
I
it's
just
so
drove through it.
rhythmic.
It's
Yeah.
literally like lightning and thundering outside right now. Like I it was literally coming through uptown Charlotte. It
Mm,
was bright, still hot, sunny, 95 degrees. And
mm,
then I get closer, then I can see the transition of the clouds. And
mm.
then it just drops out the sky. And
Oh,
then I hook a left and now it's drizzling. The sun is shining bright again,
that's so
and then I
good.
hook another right, and then it's dry. It ain't
Mm.
even rain over here. The
Right.
ground is dry, like super dry. And as soon as
Mm.
I get up to a different part, then the whole sky opens up again, and I'm just like, wow,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
powerful transition,
it
you know.
is.
And some
Yeah.
of us, we are like the storm, you know, and we've been through things that have had us twisted up in the inside just like that. Like you see how many transitions I talked about?
Mhm. Yes,
You know
yes,
how many changes a person could go through in a day, let alone in a minute, you know,
right.
depending on what's going on. But it
Yeah,
was just amazing to see the power in that, and
right.
also the calmness in it too.
Exactly.
Because there's order in chaos. You just don't know what the order is.
That's what I'm saying. There's beauty in chaos. And the thing about with poetry that I find is like where the first minute it looked like it's hell. You know what I mean? It looked like you are standing right in the middle of hell, but then it's like, you know what I mean? A change of mind state, a change of just perspective, a look at some small, beautiful detail of it can just like spring forth this whole other conversation or this image to make this bad thing feel good, or this just explain the beauty in things that you may not see, especially when we live in the day that we live in now, where it's like it's so easy to just be pessimistic and like she
Right.
will drown downtrodden. It'll beat you up if you let it, because so many things are going on. But
Mhm.
yeah, so it is therapy in me. And then I also feel like it is me speaking to one of the chapters in my first book is called the Me to Me Files. And
Mm.
that's
Me to
because
me files.
yeah, because it's like just those things that I wrote to myself that was almost like somebody, you ever have those? I think a lot of people, most people who are like passionate about this, they have like the downloads where you start out with the idea or the inspiration, and then
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
your mind is out running. Yeah, so it was like those,
Ah.
you went back and look at it and you done cursed yourself out. That's one of my, that's actually lately one of my favorite pieces called Beast of No Nation. And
Mm.
a lot of my poetry I write to music. I wrote that to Fela Kuti's Beast of No Nation. And you know,
Okay.
like it, yeah. But it's basically telling yourself like sometimes you just feel like giving up. And it's like
Mhm.
talking to yourself, like pep talks to yourself, or those things you really need to tell yourself, or those hard conversations that if somebody else come to you, you probably gonna be
Mhm.
feel disrespected, but you know,
You
like
know what it is.
saying they
You
talk to
gotta
yourself,
do
I'm
that
sure.
work. You gotta do that work. Ain't nothing gonna work if you don't do that in the work. No matter how many times you keep saying this happened or whatever. No, you gotta really know yourself, and you really gotta know that you are, standing firm, solid on your square. That's just what it is. And a lot of people are going to always try to box you out that. They
Mhm,
always
mhm.
gonna try to take you off your square, and it's and a lot of people can't handle when you stand firm on it.
Tell me about
They
it.
want you to bend and fold, but you ain't
Right.
even asking none of that of them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Mhm.
and it's like I'm here, I'm playing it, I'm solid as a rock as it come.
Right.
Like what's up?
Mhm.
And that's in any aspect in life. Like I'm gonna give you the real. And a lot of
Right.
times people really want the fake. They don't want
They
the real.
don't. That's what
Because if they know you doing it coming from love, and plus you asked me.
Mhm.
I'm like, you look,
Right. Remember what
I
I
don't
said?
think we need to have this conversation right now.
It's two
I think we
things
need
I
to have
say.
this in the morning over coffee. You got to know who the person is because I already know this is gonna go bad.
Mhm.
Don't
It's
ask me nothing.
two things I say with that. The first one is pretend that it's some change, and you never know when you're gonna need that change. Just stick it in your pocket till you
Hmm.
need it. That's for you.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. Don't hold on to anything for me. And the other thing is when the stain wear off, you'll be okay because
You'll
you're
be
going
all right because you're gonna change it. You just don't like it right now because I called you out on your shit. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right,
But it's okay.
exactly. Oh
And
yeah,
sometimes people try to call you out on shit that really ain't
right,
your shit. And
exactly.
and they don't like it when you stand firm and be like, nah,
Hmm.
sis, chill. That ain't me. That ain't me.
Yeah,
Look, I come in peace. You feel
right,
me? Like
exactly.
I
Yeah,
don't, but don't. Let's not.
that's true. But
But let's
that's
not.
the thing. That's the thing when I'm finding out. Like a lot of the stuff I've been writing lately, it's like I've been getting like I'm gonna do a gig in Albany on the 3rd, and that
Of
is
August.
of August. Yeah, it's called
Okay,
the.
wait. Drop right there. Drop the line. Tell everybody since you done brought it up. Where it's at. What's the information?
Oh, let me get that. Let me get that pulled up. It's gonna be in. Well, actually, it's not in Albany. It's in Schenectady.
Okay,
Um,
Schenectady.
yeah, and it's called the Black Love series.
Oh.
I'll definitely get that information pulled up. I don't want to like hold up the whole show with it, but like the point I'm trying to make while I'm looking for it is that like a lot of stuff that I've been writing lately is not really about you know it's like that, like those conversations where you like it's going to be hard to talk to somebody individually, but hopefully me being this honest about almost satirical about the conversation. Like there's this piece I wrote, it's called Managed Boy. And like full disclosure, like back in May, I have one son, I have four daughters. I actually lost one of my daughters in 2018 to suicide, and that was like a pivotal moment in me deciding to come back to find, because that fucking knocking you off your square, just
Yeah. I look.
you up to stay
I
somewhere to
don't.
figure out how to
I
be a
don't
human being.
know if you remember the little 2-year-old girl that got hit on 109 by Broadway. That was my daughter.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
I had my head wrap on, and my sister
Mm.
was standing behind me, leaning on me. And I lost her.
Oh
Sh-
my
She
gosh.
got killed on the job at the Coney Island homes in Brooklyn.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mm.
and literally, you know, rest the soul to the dame. Uh, the family just lost another one today. So, and
Mm.
then my homeboy we grew up with sang together, sang in the mall, just walking around stuff. He was
Mm.
like family to everybody. Daishan, like he just passed, transitioned over the weekend. Coming into this week. So, and then it's like my father was back in March, and then his last surviving sibling, my aunt, she was in June. Like it was tough. It's been
Mm.
tough. And then my daughter, but one thing I will say through it all now, like that's really how I got back into writing because I had a block. I did come out of it though, where I started to wake up and recognize, like, okay, I'm gonna leave Jersey and it's time for me to go somewhere. But it was like I was really returning home because my mom was born in Jacksonville, North Carolina. My
Mm.
grandfather was stationed at Camp Lejeune. My
Mm.
grandmother, Janet Gray, she's from that area. So my mom was born there. My cousin told me after she had me in Jersey, we was down there, and it was amazing because always knew my uncle Terry had an older daughter. Shout out to
Mm.
my little cousin Sarah. She we reached out to each other on Facebook because she sent the letter
Mhm.
um back to Jersey. I told her as soon as I moved down here, I'm coming to see her because I known about her my whole life. And I drove out there to see her, and shit looked familiar.
Mm.
As far as I know, I ain't never been there.
Wow.
But once I got to meeting everybody, no, you was here, your mother was here, your father called
Mm.
for her to bring you back to Jersey. He was like, no, you ain't, no, you bringing my daughter back up here. I don't care. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah. I'm born on his birthday. Shout out to Action Jackson, Tony Jackson.
Oh.
So, but it was just like rekindling, like, and knowing a whole nother side because I actually was raised by the elders. My
Mm.
grandfather, shout out to my grandmother Lee, and special shout out to my G-Ma, Renee, Pastor,
Mhm.
excuse me, Renee Cummins.
Mhm.
She really, really, really has been a solid rock in my
Mhm.
life since the beginning, and she's always going to get props no matter what.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but it's like having that, and then seeing my father again, hearing his voice for the first time again at 13, going through the motions in and out of incarceration. But
Mm.
that's my father.
Yeah.
Like when he would come here, he done lived with me like three different times. You
Wow.
know, the my friends that interact with him, that get to meet them, they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, you really are like the female version of your father. Like y'all talk
Wow.
alike, like the delivery and just certain things, the
Mhm.
colorful usage of way we describe things. I would have never said that. How did you figure out how to make that make sense? That thing. And like it's amazing because I always say nature versus nurture. You may not, they say if you feed a child long enough, they start to take on your features, but really what's in you is going to come out anyway. You
Mhm.
know, certain
Mhm.
things just trigger it and tap it, you know.
Absolutely.
Education, edu, that means to bring forth what's within. So some
Mm.
people excel more because they have certain people that got the codes to untap shit for you. You know, some people know how to say something to spark something, and then next thing you know, you just take off. And it doesn't necessarily happen in the school system all the time. Family
Mhm.
members do things, the things that they choose to expose us to. That'll
Mhm.
kind of mold you and shape you no matter what you grow through,
Yeah,
because you're
absolutely.
going to remember that foundation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's very true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Like I was telling you earlier, I grew up with my aunt, she, Virginia Allison. Are we giving shout outs? Let me give out to her.
Yeah, of course.
She was like, oh,
She a OG.
oh, like I, I I
Uh-oh.
come from her and her sister, both amputees, both double amputees, both kept a shotty in the back of the wheelchair type. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But my aunt
yeah,
Hattie was from
yeah.
down south, but like before they lost their legs, they both stood over 6 feet and just was not the type to be intimidated. They can shake you with a solid word. And like my aunt
Mhm,
Virginia that I grew up with, she spoke about how, like, things like the quilting circle and these
mhm.
things were like, they're not just,
Where did she grow up in Virginia?
her name is Virginia, but she grew up
Oh,
in Gainesville, Georgia. Like my
oh,
grandmother,
Gainesville, Georgia. Okay.
yeah, my grandmother and grandfather, when they came from Georgia, they were like sharecroppers that were like ran off and stuff like that. And that's how
Oh,
they,
okay, okay. You
yeah,
got some history.
yeah, and like she would sit us around and tell us those stories. But like you said, like sitting before the feet of the elders, it's not just for the sake of, you know, so that's one of the things, like I feel like as Black people, we always have to have this big ball of survival skills in the middle, but like stuff that happens in survival
That's
can't
right.
really happen in a place of thriving. But it's like that, those grandmothers and faith and not just religion, but like those sacred ways and things that they used to
Mhm.
do. Like, we don't know nothing nowadays about like the value and power of turpentine or cod liver
Yeah.
oil. We thought it was just
Mhm.
nasty and weird, but it's like you could avoid medicating your body if you just did these
Just
basic
use these things.
things. And we thought they were doing it out of basic survival, but it's like if we hand down these traditions and if we go back to those old ways, we don't even need all this newfangled stuff. We knew already. That's
That's
why
right.
what you speak of when you talk about going back, and it feel like it was a long journey,
Oh, look who's in the building.
a long journey to home.
Peace, peace, beloved. Look, iron sharpens iron. Yo.
Oh yes.
Yes, that's dope, brother. That's dope. Yo, Black is the
Black, yes, he's the
peace.
dude.
Oh, look, yo, I feel dope.
When he gave me props, so I was like, okay, I must be doing
exactly. I jumped on. I said, yo, she on the show tonight, bro. Like for real. I had to snatch you up real quick.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, made me feel so special.
Yeah. So on that, let's take our quick break for our Blast Artist of the Week. First things first, you got to pay them bills. Blast Artist of the Week is sponsored by the Lee Law Firm. If you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and need legal assistance, go to Facebook and look up the Lee Law Firm, as well as after the Blast Artist of the Week's video, there will be an ad for them. And this week is Chris White. I said what I said.
I said what I said. I am not afraid. I'm a manly man, baby, get a dog if you scared. I said what I said, I'm black like Bernie Mac. I am not afraid, I'm a manly man. Maybe get a dog if you scared. Cats stay on the porch, I only run with thoroughbreds. I said what I said, I'm black like Bernie Mac. I am not afraid, I'm a manly man. Maybe get a dog if you scared. Cats stay on the porch. Dear racism, let me be transparent. No one Mr. Nice Guy. I am not my grandparents. Fed up, enough is enough. Like for real, what's up? Both middle fingers up. We've been waiting on Dr. King's dream, but that knee on Floyd's neck got me leaning more towards Malcolm X. By any means, and you ain't seen nothing yet. You reap what you sow, so you know what to expect, ho. What you expect, I have supreme intellect. So when I call you out your name, it's with all disrespect. Since you wouldn't heed when we tried a peaceful protest, now we're gonna need you to shut up and cut the check. Too many victims to name, so sick of the attacks, and no amount of reparations could ever bring them back. Now before you fix your mouth to talk about them bootstraps, know this whole mother was built on my ancestors' back. You probably say I'm not a Christian and my words lack tact. So in Jesus' name I pray your grandbabies be black. When you can't sleep and count sheep, I hope they be black. And in your dreams see me kicking this rap at the deep pack. In a room filled with brothers and sisters, we be packed. Screaming wake up, thirsty your coffee and tea black. Like a Tootsie Roll, whatever you think you see black. Ever haunted by the ghosts of those murdered in ski masks? Shame that they had to die to be free at last. Land of the free, huh? We don't believe that trash. No matter how low the price go, keep your gas. And unless I'm buying black, I'ma keep my cash. Collectively, let me speak on the black people's behalf. You wouldn't listen, now you wanna talk, we'll pass. Y'all funny like Harlem Nights, making us laugh like Deloise kiss our entire, yeah. I said what I said, I'm black like Bernie Mac. I am not afraid, I'm a manly man. Maybe get a dog if you scared. Cats stay on the porch, I only run with thoroughbreds, yeah. I said what I said, I'm black like Bernie Mac. I am not afraid, I'm a manly man. Maybe get a dog if you scared. Cats stay on the porch, I only run with thoroughbreds. I said what I said, I'm black like Bernie Mac. I am not afraid, I'm a manly man. Get a dog if you scared. I only run with thoroughbreds. I said what I said, black like Bernie Mac. I am not afraid, I'm a manly man. Maybe get a dog if you scared. Cats stay on the porch, I only run with thoroughbreds. Now say his name, say her name, say his name. No justice, his name. No peace, we don't need no race. Her name, police. his name. No peace, we don't need no racist. Tell police. Yeah, say their name. I said what I said. Say their name. I am not afraid. Say their name. No peace. We prepared like we ain't scared. We ain't scared. Yeah. I said what I said on black like Bernie Mac. I am not afraid, I'm a manly man. Maybe get a dog if you're scared. Cat stay on the porch, I only run with thoroughbreds.
The Lee Law Firm.
The Lee Law Firm.
It is a law firm for those in the Dallas-Fort Worth area seeking a holistic approach to solving their legal matters. Just some of the legal services the firm provides. It's divorces, custody suits, child support, and adoptive child services, criminal defense, DUI defense, wills, trust, power of attorneys, and many, many more. You can contact the Lee Law Firm.
The Lee Law Firm.
And make sure that you say the word blast when you speak to the Lee Law Firm representatives and receive 10% discount on your initial retainer to hire the firm.
Well, Chris White, that song was perfect for what we just got finished talking about. I just like how it all comes together. So, with that being said, now if you are an independent artist, spoken word poet, or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, yeah, then head over to blastmusic247.com and register for the free, FREE, the free. But hold on, Blast Music isn't just for artists. It's also for fans too. So get up on there just like you do everything else. So if you love great music like what you heard tonight and what you want to hear hundreds of more artists who are willing to share their music with you, then go on ahead and register yourselves at blastmusic247.com for the what? FREE. That's blastmusic247.com, changing the industry one artist at a time. So yeah, Chris White, I love that song. I love a lot of the artists that we have on the platform. I can't wait until we end up having like a big you know, who is that? Do you see that name? Who that is? Peace, written pain. Yeah, I told you we was
Oh,
gonna
about to get
get you
nervous.
out there and show you support. Look, don't get nervous now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. That is what's up. Appreciate you, King, as well for coming in and checking us out and supporting the sis. Queen. So, do you need me to go ahead and do my announcement first to give you a little time? Because I really want to jump into them hearing you. You know what I'm saying? But if you want me to go ahead first, I will. But it's on you.
You know what? Let's just bless it up for me so I know where to start. How about we do that? I want to hear some of you anyway.
Oh, so you want me to actually spit?
Let's come on. Let's get this.
Okay. Look, I love this because guess what?
You know what you
I
want to,
was
but I
gonna
love
make
to
this
hear.
I was gonna make this all about you. All about you. Because like I said, the piece that I've heard you do
I'm sorry.
so powerful. No, you good. But
Okay.
you are the first because you my fellow Jersey sister. Look, you got that. You got that off, yo. You think you slick. You got that.
You be knowing.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. It's okay. So let me pull it up. I got this new phone that is just so extra sensitive and it be driving me crazy. Sometimes. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I I actually came across one that I did last night for the open mic that I hosted. It's an oldie but goodie, so it's new. This the first time it's gonna be on here. And we was talking about a lot of balance. So yeah, this works. This is titled Mayat, Maat. Mayat is what we strive to achieve, the balance of we. not just sexually, but mentally. Build sessions, thumbing through Soki and Jury like pages in the book, releasing us spiritually, transcending manifestations collectively, awakening our energy, what's needed for our survival in today's society. And we stand strong within disbelief, witnessing unsurmountable grief. For some, all they can do is weep, building up negativity in these anxiety filled streets. It's time to counteract with love and positivity, linking up with those on the same frequency, no codependency. True kings and queens operate in equal exchange, that divine energy. Peace. So,
There you go.
yeah, so there you go. There you go.
Like,
Okay,
I
Miss,
wanted to-
is
we
that
just need
Miss
to bust
VIP?
that whole
Miss
hey
VIP. Check
people.
it out. Good evening, Miss VIP.
It's my Epiphany Radio family also. Make sure you guys,
Yes.
yes. And
Yes.
I'll actually
Okay.
be over there after this. So when we're done,
Yeah.
switch time if you got any time. Head over to Epiphany Radio. It's Mahogany Soul's juke joint starting at 9 o'clock on Epiphany.
And peace, Tiffany Sade. Okay, okay. Look. The fam is showing up for you, sis. Look at that. See,
I
I told you. I told you. But don't get nervous. Look, don't be scared. Don't do that. So, without further ado, let's go, Mahogany Soul.
all right, all right. I'm gonna start with the poem that I was telling you about, Beast with No Nation. And like I said, I
Okay.
wrote this when I was at a point where I was like, you know what I mean? Everything points in the direction of just like throwing it all in and going back to. So, A Beast with No Nation is the name of this poem. All right. Why are you hiding? What are you hiding from? I mean, you've made breath and skin and transcendent metaphysics a prison, one decision at a time. And now you're dying in your body, rotting the way of things that are not growing breezy as autumn leaves, with your dreams dutifully dangling like they ain't got wings already. You name them frivolous things to appease human beings, but what do you say to your pieces walking away while you laying here waiting, ignorant to your body like a beast with no nation, a salivating black-eyed possession, parrying at the passageway to your passionate parts, a soulless shadow, turned tied off tourniquet, pinching you off to your goodness. This was meant to be your good shit. And I know you lost your way home, tossed and turned in the turmoil of outliving the hostile trope associated with the tenderness of this here sun-kissed black skin, but this ain't home. That's why it don't feel right. See, that's why you can't get comfortable here. Your focus is behaving like foreign foster kids, fickled, confined, and unwatched over. A home is more than a place to sleep, my dear. You were meant to live in here. See, that's why it keeps feeling like somebody forgot somebody. That's because you forgot your body. You forgot your body held rhythm, your hips held your music, your heart is in tune to a ton drum bearing, your sigil, your soul is forever home. If you should want to visit, this here is your shit that you letting get dusty somewhere wasting away. How much glory you suppose you got left in your gloriousness? And how many holes you gonna let folk poke in your Holy Ghost? Does this creature that you keep competing with still hold any semblance of your features? And did you realize that you were using your magic to commit the treason of deserting your body without ever leaving your skin? This skin gonna follow you the way of shadows, baby. You can never outrun yourself. You're gonna either learn to be black as an intentional blessing, else they gonna call you black as hell. You know how darkness be doing. You need only remember. But when did you reason away your rhythm in the interest of easy listening? You do know that one day they're going to tell you you can't stay here, right? Playing the life of a party in another man's parlor. Is there joy in being an uninvited guest in somebody else's home? You act like you ain't got nobody. You treat your home like you ain't got no home training. You got the world in your pocket begging like there ain't diamonds in your blood, as if unstepped in melanin ain't $444 a gram on the black market. You need to stop it. You act like the world, like the universe ain't between your legs and the world ain't between your ears and the tuning fork don't know your motion, as if you can't come in the power and chaos of the whole damn ocean, but you know better. you just forget yourself. You better remember, because one day the girl that owns your fire will have the ear of your sons and daughters. You better learn to speak the language of the ferocious. Let this be the day that you grow fluent in the speech of your own divinity. Speak your native tongue with all of your mouth, and let steady hands make light worker and journey. Sojourn through this place. Poverty is another man's language. It's a broken dialect regurgitated from the second stomach of some fat cow to dull that magic. They've been trying to convince you it's madness, but you know better.
Mm-hmm.
You need only remember. Whew. I lost my place a little bit.
That's all right.
But you know better.
That's right. Look, Tiffany said, "Come on now, come on now."
And I've been doing this. Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
Just a little rewind. That's all right.
Okay. All right.
If you gotta go back up and come down, that's fine.
Okay. Poverty is another man's language. It's a broken dialect regurgitated from the second stomach of some fat cow to dull the magic. They try to convince you it's madness, but you know better. Now, don't you? You know better than to allow to leave your things around for somebody else to look after. I'm gonna need you to get fat on the satisfaction of behaving like you got somebody. You somebody. You know that? You somebody with a whole body to come home to. Why you hiding like you ain't got no place to be, baby? You ain't homeless. You just unfocused. See, that's the basis of all of this frustration. You won't come home to yourself like you just some sort of beast with no nation. And that's that piece.
Yo, I remember the first time I heard that. Yeah, beloved, you already know. Dope, fire, all of that. Yo, I remember the first time I heard that in the room. I said, "Oh my God." And then when I realized when I came back that you were the same, I said, "Oh yeah. Look, Tiffany, go on, give sis her flowers, let her know. What was the catalyst for that?
Yeah, like I was sitting in my car. I had taken time off from work, and I was just stressed. And what I'll do is I'll go and sit in the park near this fountain, and then just the idea came to me, like all the things that I was thinking about giving up in order to make life a little bit easier. And then something came to me, just like, why are you hiding? Like, what are you really hiding from? Like, when you hide your voice and yourself and your person and try to look someplace else for something to fulfill you, come on, come home to yourself. You stressing because you out here trying to be somebody for somebody else, and you ain't even been home to your own person for a long time. That's what that sparked from.
Man, look, Miss VIP, fire, excellent
Thank
drop.
you.
So you have because I know you have to get onto your radio. I don't want to push you back, but
You got me as long as you need me. I'm here for it. It's all
got
good.
did you bring that other poem with you?
All right. Which one was it? Sukihana, or was it
Well, whichever one you said, that erotic poem that you was going to do. I think it was one I heard you do before, but I can't remember the
the
name.
erotic one? Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think. Oh, and you know what? Right there, Tiffany. I need to say this. She says she needed this message. You're not the only one. See,
Thank
so that's three of
you.
us that are right here in agreement with each other, because when I say today was just a day for me, and things just didn't get lighter until right before the end of the shift, and then coming home and all of that.
Yeah.
We got a request.
Mm.
Sukiana. Well,
Okay.
we gonna get look, please. I can hear his voice. Your word is born. Please, let's get Sukiana. I can hear his voice.
I got you. Okay.
So go ahead. Look. I'll let bro get that going and do Sukiana for him.
Okay. I got you. Sukihana. Yeah, this piece is called Sukihana the River Sprite. All right. It's hard to heal in the heat of summer. Even the sun has a weapon, and the sky is an overbearing lover, so the children play in the river. It was never shallow, but wound deep. Still, the watchful women stand nearby. These children are the drowning kind. At the shallow end, the handsome girl cried as she birthed her baby into a tainted pool full of tears. Waters meant only to run through, never deep or moving enough to cleanse, an invalidated baptism or a mock drowning, depending on the regard of the lips, unburdened in the recollection. Either way, the girl child would be scrubbing away the stains for years. As her disdain for her living state perfumed the air, so threatening the flies had begun collecting. From her flowed an unceasing monochromatic rainbow. It appeared to be blood, but it seldom ever was. Much too tacky and saccharine sweet. So saith the troglodyte, heavy-handed enough to take a bite, too bright and staining, painting a prideful passageway down her legs. Her pussy bloomed before she blossomed, if you let tall tales tell it. It poured in rivers. They said sis had a white liver and a tongue they were quite sure forked into two, simultaneously tickling taint and lapping at earlobes. Good Lord, it had to be something in the waters. Something tainted, permeating seed and fermenting fresh fruit. Something too easy eased its way into her DNA. She had a flow, but it's like the river ran the wrong way, or the opposite swirl of a foreign toilet, dependent on the perspective of those recalling it. Spoiled twice over, the old ways would call it. See, a narrow tube mind and a heart that big will forever be the recipe for over-friendly pussies. And it's wild how they sprout up, zealous like a come-hither patch of pussy willows, fit only to put unruly menfolk to sleep. I mean, what could be sweeter than bed in a bed of flowers, good for a laying? But the girl and the child and their foremothers had laid conjoined feet to head in an amalgamated mess of scantily dressed sugar bushes, rocking all the accoutrement of the finest of hoochie mamas, their roots interwoven and hung into a makeshift covenant of what must be done to protect the babes from the unslayed beast. They had agreed that if every daughter of Eve should leave her bud on the altar, there wouldn't have to be any further slaughter. They reasoned leading the lamb to this latter sort of death, assured that the bloodshed would be brief, though reoccurring. Every animal in this jungle must find its teeth and claws. You will need to learn to fight and accept a certain amount of scars. See, an ecosystem sounds better on the mouth than a body of matter that feeds on itself. But again, the understanding hangs solely on the perspective of the man dissecting the scene. See, too often we behold the forest wholly, like it ain't made of individual trees. The woods and their shoulds and coulds be the very reason we can never seem to put out all of these fires. Why, in spite of it, we still remain so damn dense, but we shan't attach the damning story to its shadow. It implies that the whole is somehow responsible for those harrowing adaptations of the few, and that's just something we don't do. An absolution we afford ourselves in a zero-sum game where we blame and point fingers, ever adding acrid actions to this toxic little pool. See, it's harder in summer for wounds to get a good crust going. Stopping in the wet of another man's sweat, so the stoop men sit in anxious regret, and the corner boys fret in infinite jest. A hole full of same old, bound by a hex. The girl child, though, it never did escape her that the same body where she bathed, she watched a neighbor boy pissed in a drunken man shit, and a preacher wash away all Mr. Peter James Bottom bitch's sins. Ain't no way these the waters God intended her to wade in, she reasoned. On the flip side of that same coin, I bet God, wondering what the hell we always waiting on. The river was meant to be living proof, showing the ever moving power of flow. So one day she leaned over the edge for perspective and beheld her own reflection, and delighted in the sight of her river sprite soul, closed her eyes, opened her throat, and what came forth was a message blessed by the elders Oshun and Olokun, a family she thought had forgotten her name, saying, "Daughter, you are the wave maker your mothers prayed for. You do not have to remain in the collected corners of these waters. It only feels safe to stay in this stagnant mess because you haven't met the ocean yet. Let go and grow on motion alone until you find the biggest, most bountiful body and put your name on it, your destiny. is your only dowry, poor, unpretty, feeling black girl. Your presence of mind is a sacred gift. Do with the two as you wish, my mighty little river sprite. You are at least that free as long as you breathe. Pussy ain't your only superpower. And
Mm-mm.
though it's hard to heal in the heat of summer, there is retribution and the dive into the pools that you ain't used to. And that's that piece.
Woof!
Thank you.
Fire! When I tell you,
Thank you so
mm,
much.
mm,
Piece like
yeah, you got everybody. Written said dope. Tiffany said you're amazing.
what was
I
that?
look, Black said you epic. Look, this
Oh,
is
thank
so
you.
dope. You got the fire. You already know this. And one thing I was gonna say again, Jersey in the building.
Yeah,
I can't get enough of saying that tonight. Jersey is in the
like
building.
I'm gonna just tell you the power of like sisterhood because I feel
Yeah.
like she is both my cousin, she is my sister, but she don't even know. She just dropped in at random times, like the spirit I need. And I
Mm.
love you so much. So shout out. And she is a motivational speaker. She speaks out on her platform about, her experiences. And she needs to be up here at one day. You need to watch her.
Look,
I'm
look, you
track.
already know. You look.
I will.
Get at me.
I
Get
will
it.
for
Get
sure.
at me. You already know. Everybody that's in the chat, I hope one day that I get to have y'all on here on a Friday night. You feel me?
Yes.
Because, I want to create another space. And when I tell you, I will be celebrating 1 year celebration of Shine Vibrations on September 30th.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
speaking with which, let me go to the pictures real quick. Um, another poet buddy of mine, he knew my big brother, introduced us, the Rich Lounge. Um, this is the venue for that evening. It is a Saturday. This
Mhm.
is where we will be celebrating, and also, just so y'all know, it will be the first yearly Shine Vibrations podcast slam.
Oh,
And you know, we will be offering a cash prize. So I'm letting y'all know now the flyers is getting created, and look on Facebook on here.
mhm.
I'll share it with y'all, the info on Clubhouse. But I would really hope that some of y'all will come down to Charlotte, North Carolina. It's right outside Harrisburg, Charlotte borderline.
Okay.
But come out here, you can make it a weekend event, whatever,
Good.
food, drinks, the whole nine. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be live. So,
Oh,
come on through. Find a reason to come to the South if you up north and it's
yes.
September.
Mm,
Those is coming from the West or further south, it's all love. It will be Eventbrite, like I mentioned, and it will be limited tickets. So, the earlier the better, get them early bird specials in there. But
right. I will definitely
now,
make the trip. That sounds like it's going to be a whole vibe. And to celebrate your 1 year anniversary. That's
yeah,
very cool. I'll
yes,
be
yes,
happy
yes,
to.
yes, yes, indeed.
Yes.
So,
Congratulations.
we do you have another?
I could do another if you want me to.
Oh yes, why not? Three,
Mhm.
threes is my number,
Okay.
and when you were speaking on, the new things and the changes in the poem, that's the reason why I use the eight when I write sunshine, because it represents new beginnings, so
Yes.
um the fact that where you are in life, in comparison to what we talked about backstage,
Mm,
and what I told you on Clubhouse and Iron Sharp as Iron, I meant what I said.
I
You
receive.
are bigger than what people may not know.
Mm.
Whatever is flowing around you, sis, you is like 100 times bigger than that. You know
Thank
what I'm
you.
saying?
I
So
appreciate that.
you are where you are for a reason. You are
Mhm.
who you are for a reason. And can't nothing and no one take that from you.
part. I love that so much.
Okay.
But I
So
received that 100%. I appreciate
so go
it.
on, hit us with one more time, and then after that, go into running your mouth about yourself, how people can follow you, find you,
Okay.
events, new things you got coming up. It's all yours.
Okay. All right. You say something about erotic piece. There's other like this piece called Managed Boy that I wrote recently.
Oh
That
yeah, that's the recent one you was talking about. Okay.
yeah.
I like
Like
new spit.
this one, like I was saying, like back in May, my son ended up getting into an altercation and he got shot, and it was an uphill battle for a while, but he's doing much better, thank God. So many things are turning around, and like I said about them pivotal moments,
That's right.
where they can, the trajectory they could take you in, they are blessed. The steps are blessed, I say. But it inspired me to write this poem, and it's about the perspective. It's from the perspective of like a mother and a son. Like, you know how like we have a tendency sometimes to put so much expectation on what a man is supposed to be, and then when men in your life tend to feel like they kind of fail you, and then you put all these expectations that you want to groom this better version of a man. But there's a duality in everything, and
That's right.
sometimes we don't get to have that conversation because mothers, we are wrapped in the glow of our matronly, we grow, they don't get to come and say speak ill of your mother. It goes against everything, but certain parts of the conversation don't get to be had if we don't acknowledge sometimes that we fell in just in our expectations. So that's kind
That's
of
right.
what sparked this poem. Next time I come back, I'm going to have the music to go along with these pieces, because like I told you, a lot of my pieces are inspired by music, but it's called Managed.
Okay. And what was the track that inspired you for this one?
Managed Boy by Howlin' Wolf, BB. It's a blues song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that was like, I'll be the greatest man alive. You know that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, here you go. All right. Hey, little man, big man, man, king, Mansa Musa, you a man already. You gonna be a better man than your deadbeat daddy. You gotta be. I cut up all my good books to cushion the burden of the beautiful black man God-gifted skin you landed in. That's why I named you Regal Things. Or maybe your own unique claim to fame. Or maybe I named you a good old name that's going to get good black men good jobs. See, I even named you on purpose. I blew Bible verses in your ear. Young black guys ain't got no time for lullabies. I'm going to train up a man. I'm going to raise me a man. Gold chain, got your chest out, dressed to impress, out looking like the same nigga that had me stressed out on my own daddy that stepped out. I gave you everything I thought a good man needed. The rest I thought I left out. But after 3 generations without a good man around the house, it's a chance I'm speaking words over you that I can't even pronounce. But if it takes every ounce of me or my last little shred of dignity, I'm going to raise you to be the greatest man that ever was and the greatest man that is. At the end of the day, I've got to be somebody's rib, young man. The good book says in order to become a man, you have to give up your childish ways. See, that's the reason that I took your toys away. As if little boys ain't going to find a way to play them some games. And when you don't behave, it says that the rod is for the fool's back. I'm going to show you how to act. I'm going to cast those mannish ways out of you. And I better not see a tear on your face. A man's got to know how to take some pain. And you a man now, little man. Big man, mommy man, my little king, my everything, Hiru, Ogun, Shango, Kemet. I cut the men that hurt me right out of your flesh. And in the same breath, I said to control yourself. Real man don't cry. I ain't gonna let you be another one of these black niggas out here running wild. Them unraised ingrates at every door that ain't got lamb's blood or a strong man at it. Man, grow up. Somebody's got to protect us. Was the reason that you joined the lost gods that call themselves trap stars in an attempt to protect your mother, thinking that the streets could help you eat past the weakness of interchangeably feeling a victim and a witness, because every corner boy's been told that the fastest way to stand 10 toes is with the added weight of a loaded pistol. Now my little man's the aggressor, convinced the best impression is that weapon on the dresser. Is the smothering in my mother and the original sin in your origin story, man? Did you wash off your disdain for your mama name in some young woman's pants, man? I never gave you support, foundation, protection, or a place to place that rancid pain that's turning into rage. But what's your plan, man? You got to give 110% to make it, young man. Any mistake will be treated as grave, and as these graves, they keep digging that purry every ounce of black boy joy they can get their goddamn hands on. You the front man in plans you'll never get to put your name on, in a lab rat eating cheese from traps the invisible hand got us trained on. But little man, mommy man, she cool, Ishu, my habibi. Ain't it funny how long it takes for you to hear somebody call you baby? You had to wait until some young lady you hastily named Eden wrapped round you with her legs, pulling you in, offering you ease in the wake of your mother's needs for you to hurry up and be a man. Did she offer you short respite for your heart, desperate for someplace soft? Well, that's until you take the condom off or find a way to piss her off. Now you get to be a boy. As angry young women acknowledge the lightness of your lost youth transmuted into expletive, it seems as if the only way you are gifted childishness is if you're failing somebody. Damn, little man. Big man, Tahuti, Abatala Ma'at. I swear to God, I gave you everything I got. Now here you stand. Proof that life is a majestic sculptor with every pummel and cut. My little man done started to look just like a strong man, bold, bronzed, and brazen, with a soul salivating over a taste, both familiar and foreign, of what it feels like to really be a man. A good man, a solid man, a man who stands for something, one who's humble, a man who ain't gonna cut and run at the first sign of trouble, a man with more complexity than the flat screen of Heathcliff Huxtable. But deep down in here, there is a fear so familiar to you. It's that dread that cut your milk tooth, that anxiety reminding you that you were never given the proper tools to be the type of man that you look up to. But you were blessed with a paradise wrapped in a paradox, compartmentalized in the Pandora's box, where you keep the parts of you that are missing, because we've all decided that a man's man can't embrace the duality of his existence. But without those pieces, it's like your raw black form is nothing more than a weapon that you brandish. I thought that tough love was making you a strong man, but instead you turned out downright mannish. Damn, little man. And that's
You said it, beloved. Phenomenal. Shout out to the wise old gal in apartment 2E for giving us the blues.
Oh,
yes.
Boy. Virginia Allison, that's Tiffany's grandmother, my aunt. And yes, she did gift us the blues, and they do line a lot of the tracks I've been writing lately, for sure.
Yes. That is so nice.
Thank you.
Queen, let them folks know how they can follow you, find you, when to bump into you, all that good stuff.
Okay. All right. We'll take it from the top. If you are free at 9:00 tonight, I am over on Epiphany Radio. That's on the Blog Talk Network. You can find all of the links and everything on my Instagram at My Mahogany Soul, or on my Facebook page under Edwina Simmons. Also, any of the features that I have coming up in events, because I'm not only involved in events where I'm performing, but I'm involved with a network of people that kind of perpetuates, and we work with the craft. So definitely tune in for workshops and things of that nature. They'll be on my website at weenatheauthor.com. All that information is there. If you are in the Schenectady area, I will be performing with Lucid Voices on August the 3rd. On that following Friday, I'm going to be performing for Women, Wine, and Words in Pennsylvania. So look out for that information on my Instagram. And then in September, I'll be doing an event with the Uninvited Maine. It's going to be an erotic poetry event called Tales from the Tongue. So I didn't get a chance to perform any erotic poetry today. I really wanted to.
Oh, that's all right. Look. Big brother done bullied the scene, but salute. He got that. Got that. Look, he got that. Because I could, like I said, I could literally hear his voice, and I wouldn't have got it out my head until tomorrow night. So look, you got it. But it was definitely a pleasure. I knew what I felt. I knew I was right. I
I
knew I
appreciate
was right.
it.
I couldn't wait for this interview. And, I can't wait to see you as well. Because if I don't make it up there before the event, I can't wait for you to come down. Um, Especially, folks get in contact with me if folks need to find out, like little lounging or not lounging, but if they want to make it like a weekend event and they need like hotel accommodations, let me know. We might try to hook up something to see
Okay.
if we could get a little package deal going for y'all. So stay
So,
tuned for that. And I will definitely be reaching out to you again beyond the event. You drop some stuff. Repeat what you do again as well. Uh,
Pro Admin Solutions. I do tax preparation. I start LLCs and bookkeeping for small businesses. So if you need any of those things, I also do event flyers. And as the artist, you are a jack of all trades, right?
yeah.
So yeah,
You
I
you
also
you you be
do.
doing you, and then you
Yeah,
realize, "Oh, shit, I could do this too."
right. So my company Pro Admin Solutions would basically started from that perspective. Like I just want to help grassroots, people who have a small business. Even if you're starting with a small business idea, let's take that, find you the resources that you need, get you your LLC, your business credit set up, your website, get yourself established. Because if your business is not established and founded properly, they're not going to take you seriously. So we do
Mhm.
try to get all of those things in line. And of course, we do tax preparation and amendments if you want to go back over your tax returns and see if anything is going on. But definitely check me out at My Mahogany Soul on Instagram and Edwina Simmons on Facebook, and Edwina the author is my website, and I'm always available on any of those platforms. If
Okay, and
you
just in case if folks is wondering that's watching now, that's gonna watch later on the replays, um, do you do only Jersey or can you help
no,
anybody get set up anywhere? We gotta sometimes you gotta make it plain for folks.
right. No,
So
it's not just New Jersey. If a specific state has any complications, I'll be sure to let you know. But I do more than just Jersey. Come on over here. This the universe
see?
world we working at.
We the tribe. And
Yes.
sometimes your tribe, stretches out wide. You feel me? So, see, this is how we got to keep this going, keep this
Mhm.
energy going. Sis, I will definitely be reaching out to you again.
All right.
Because definitely, if you didn't have that event in Schenectady next week, and I was going to be like, yo, come down here to Yakinville. Shout out to Heavy Energy Soul Society, the beloved brothers T. Walker and Brad Simmons. They had the We Are the Gold event with KRS-One. Now they are having not just a 1 day, not a 2 day, but a 3 day alkaline festival. Pull up, go to heavyenergy.com, hit them up
Mhm.
on Facebook, Instagram, Terrence Walker, Brad, Born King Simmons, Instagram, like I said, Soul Society NC, and Heavy Energy University. That's the website. That's the IG page as well. So tickets is still there. They do have some accommodations. They got different packages. So get on there because this is going to be a massive, massive event. Always for the people. They are also the brothers that sell the live alkaline water.
Mm. Oh,
These
that's
are those
cool.
these are those brothers. Y'all follow me on Facebook and IG. You see me. I'll be talking about the bottles. I keep them with me as often
Mhm.
as I can. So, yes, definitely. Those brothers is definitely out for the community and everything involved. We got some great things lined up with them as well on the back end. I think you would be a good add on, from across the way. So,
Okay.
definitely I'll be linking out to you for that as well. So
So
any last shout outs you want to say? Anything you think you might have
I
missed?
I do want to start out by telling you thank you. Thank you for taking his time with me. I feel like I'm sitting down with, a powerful sister from from where I'm from and just conversing about this thing that we love. So I feel very welcome being here. So I do thank you. I thank everybody that tuned in and gave all of the support. Love you guys. Shouts out to my Epiphany Radio family. They like I said, I'll be up over there next, and every night of the week over there we have something going on. And it's definitely a family of I love communities where
That's right.
poetry is nurtured.
Yes.
And that's what I think I love about like as I learn more about everything that you're doing, I love that. So I'm here for it all. Just make sure you just give me a little heads up, and I'm here for it.
September
Um,
30th.
so
It's a Saturday.
down is right
Look
here.
up. Look. Hey, yo.
Now when I show up at the back, don't say nothing when you hear like that must be
I already know what it's gonna be. I know because there's not too many people that'll do that. I already know.
I'm
So
doing it for the
and
city when I
and
come.
before we get up out of here, happy born day to Capri Rich, the owner of the Rich Lounge as well today. And also my big bruh, we family baby. To Sean Qualls, rest in power, beloved. You are definitely missed. I reshared my post today about him. Uh, you know, life be life, and yo. Make
Yeah.
sure that those that you love, you are really pouring it into them, onto them, like the overflow. Because the
Mhm.
way people are getting up out of here, it's quicker than ever before. Before you know it, a blink of an eye, you won't even be able to say your goodbyes. You
That's
feel me?
that's
So, with that being said, love y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate the support. Be safe out there. Look, accountability, duality, reciprocity, peace, be safe.